Hi, my name's Emily, and my crush rejected my prom invite. Now I'm taking revenge. Hey, Em, you finished that reaction paper to that Wheel of Time thing yet? Oh, yeah, Gabe. If you want. He took the 5 pages from my hands, winked, and disappeared. That wink always made my heart flutter. I've always had the biggest crush on Gabriel. No, I'm in love with him. Been in love with him for the longest time. The thought alone, the mere idea of me going up to Gabe made my knees buckle. Me, silly old nerdy Emily, the girl who couldn't even finish a sentence while he was within a 5-meter proximity. Ask hunky, beautiful Gabe Martinez, the famed, celebrated captain of the football team to senior prom? But I had to. It had to be now. Prom's the last chance I'll ever get. I had to confess my feelings. Graduation was just around the corner, and I might never have this kind of chance again. I felt my heart pounding against my chest. It was so loud. I could hear it in my ears. My knees threatened to give way at the thought of approaching him, especially because his team and the girls that always hung around them were there too. But like my favorite musical said, there's no day like today. So I took a deep breath and walked straight up to the man of my dreams. Hi, Gabe. Gabriel. Do you think... Oh, yeah, hi, Em. Sorry, I completely forgot. I was supposed to hand this back to you after 3rd period. Here you go. He handed me my reaction paper and immediately went back to the conversation he was having with his guys. I felt cold sweat starting to form on my forehead. My throat went dry. Gabe, actually, that wasn't what I came over for. Oh, what is it? Was actually thinking, you're like going to prom, right? Would you mind? Are you seriously asking me to prom right now? Oh my God, that's embarrassing. One of the girls who were hanging around the football team didn't even hide her laughter. Neither did Gabe. I was just thinking, I heard you didn't have a date yet. Gabe laughed out loud, too loud. So loud, everyone passing by now listened in to every word we said. You're gonna find this weird, Em, 'cause you've never been popular. But I can actually get any date I want, and I'd rather take anyone else than you. At that, all the boys laughed, and the girls looked at me as if I was the dirt under their shoe. In fact, let me prove it to you. Hey, Heather, you doing anything on prom night? Duh. Yes, of course. I'll be your date, Gabe. See, Em? Now run along and target someone your own speed. I don't go out with nerds. I did run. I ran straight back into the building. I was so embarrassed. I just knew the whole school would know tomorrow. What a way to end my high school years, I thought. It was a total, absolute disaster. What was I thinking? Ask Gabe Martinez out? Then it hit me. What was he thinking? He could have been nicer. How hard would it have been for him to politely let me down? How dare he laugh at me for having a crush on him? Why, of all the boys in my school, did I even entertain a crush on a big jerk like him? I'm so stupid. I wiped the tears off my face and, determined, I walked out of there. Gabe needed to learn a lesson, and like many times before, I needed to be the one to teach him. I went straight to the mall. I picked up every single item I saw that I knew the popular girls would die for. Dresses, designer purses, tops that'd make any guy's jaw fall to the floor. I got a ton of makeup. I had absolutely no idea what they did or how to use them, but I got them anyway. I was hell-bent on making it the longest weeks of Gabriel Martinez's life. He'll wish he never rejected me in the first place. Years from now, people will remember Gabe as an utter loser and not the hero everyone thinks he is. I spent hours that evening poring through hundreds of YouTube videos to find the perfect style of makeup for my face. By the end of it all, I took a good long look at the girl in the mirror, who I didn't recognize one bit, and I knew that Emily was going to kick up a storm. I was a hurricane, and those boys won't know what hit them. The next day, I walked past the school gates, and it was a completely different world. Just last night, people were mocking me and passing on the gossip about how I totally bombed in front of the football captain. Today, as I walked past them, people were whispering in awe. Is that? No way. That can't be. No, I swear, it's her. Holy meatballs, it's really her. I flipped my hair and winked at the boys whose jaws needed picking up off the floor. Do you want to take a picture, boys? It'll last you longer. The guys scrambled away. Those boys told other boys who told the rest of the school that, indeed, I was the new hottie in school. People came out into the corridors just to ogle me. And when I passed Gabe and his crew, they all turned to look at me, mouths opening and closing mindlessly as if they were goldfish, pining for a flake of food. I felt it. I knew it. I'd become the new queen bee. It was around lunch when about 20 boys surrounded me as I tried to get to a table. They all wanted to take me to prom, but I wasn't interested. They hovered around me and just stared. Then he came. Gabe pushed through the group of boys and dramatically produced a rose he'd no doubt taken from the school garden. He knelt. These other boys, they're just noise. Won't you go to the prom with me? I actually laughed. You? Asking me to prom? Your date is literally right there. She can hear you. I don't care about Heather, you know that. Heather got up from her table, pushed through the throng of boys around me, slapped Gabe, and shot me a sinister look before she left. Okay, I'll make you a deal. Prove your worth. I will say yes if, and only if, you do everything, and I mean everything I tell you to do for an entire week. Deal. I'll do anything for you. Easy. From then on, Gabe was my slave. I made him pick me up and drive me home. I made him carry my books, made him pull my chair out for me. I made him learn how to cook so he could make me a special lunch every day. I made him paint my toenails in class as we waited for our next period. One day, I had the crazy idea to make him wear a crop top, a skirt, and boots. That made him a laughingstock. The principal even called him into the office, and they almost called his parents because he was causing such a commotion. But being Gabe, he weaseled his way out of that by leveraging the fact that he'd won 4 championship trophies for the school. And the principal eventually let him go about his day. The students didn't, though. They took pics and videos. They mocked him, threw paper balls and pieces of their lunch at him as they made whipping sounds and gestures to tease him. I could see he was starting to regret his decision. I even almost felt guilty about it. When I asked him if he wanted to quit, he simply shook his head and told me I was worth it. I gotta admit, it made my heart flutter again. But I squashed it all down and reminded myself why I was doing all this in the first place. Friday came and Gabe finally asked me again. He made a big deal of it all. He made his friends put up a banner on the blackboard. He scattered a bunch of petals on the floor and even offered me a massive bouquet of 100 roses. He knelt on one knee, took my hand, and asked, after everything, after all this, will you go to prom with me? The entire class waited with bated breath. I laughed. No. The moment was so cringe. He actually ran out of there. That night, I twisted and turned in my bed. I couldn't sleep. I thought I'd feel better. I thought giving Gabe a taste of his own medicine would make the pain of his rejection go away. Instead, I just felt worse. I realized I'd done to him the same thing he did to me, and it didn't help anyone one bit. I tried to call him. I texted him. I DM'd him. But no reply. So I rushed to his place and found him by the pool. His parents said he hadn't talked to anyone at all, and he wouldn't eat. I felt terrible seeing him like that, because I knew exactly how it felt. Gabe? Why are you here, Em? You come to rub it in my face? No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean for it to go that far. But it did. I know. But trust me, I know how you feel. You know how I feel? Really? You know how it feels to be humiliated in front of the whole school after you'd done everything to... I loved you for years, Gabe. I did everything for you to notice me, but I could never get up the nerve to tell you because I was scared you'd do exactly what you did. I was nothing but kind to you, Gabe, and you laughed in my face. Kinda like you did to me just now, huh? No, wait. You did all this to get back at me, didn't you? I know I was a jerk, but you did this. On purpose. I know, Gabe. I realized two things don't make a right. I'm sorry I did what I did. That makes two of us. What do you mean? I'm the football captain, Em. For 4 years, I felt the weight of the whole school on my back. I had to bring home the championship. I had to keep my team in line. I had to be popular. I wasn't being a jerk on purpose. I kept feeling like I had to keep up this whole persona, to fit in, to keep up the image of a jock. Of course I knew all the awesome things you've done for me. The only reason I'm graduating is because of you. I'm sorry, Em. And trust me, I see you. I've been looking at you this whole time. I felt my heart skip a beat. It wasn't a flutter anymore. It was a wave of butterflies. I thanked him for forgiving me, and I told him I forgave him as well. But before I could leave, he took my hand. You know, I already bought a corsage and tie to match your dress. You think we could... Yes! Of course, yes! We got to prom hand in hand. Everyone's eyes were on us. They whispered and pointed, but eventually everyone settled down, and the night just became the fun, beautiful night it was supposed to be. We took photos to make the moment last forever, and that one prom photo Gabe and I took, we recreated it on our wedding day.